Okay. Today is May 7th, 2012. It is a Monday.
Cloudy.
This is my grandpa, Robert Tapp. His birthday is October 31st,
26.
1926. People attending this interview are me and him. And my name is Jenna Lee Langston. Okay, so the first question I'm going to ask you is, in World War II, were you drafted or did you enlist in the Army?
I enlisted before I was drafted. I knew I was going to get drafted. So I went and enlisted.
Why did you enlist?
Why?
Because you knew?
Because there was a war on. My older brother was in, so I figured I should go.
All right. Um, do you remember the first days that you started in service, like your boot camp or anything like that you had to go through?
Let me think what the heck was boot camp.
Like your training?
Just. Yeah, this was interesting.
Okay.
The men were on one side of a fence that was torn up. Okay? On the other side, the women were. The wax. So we had a nice organization there.
Okay. We'll move on to the next segment, segment 3. When you were deployed, or when you went for training and stuff like that, where did you go? Like, what part? Where?
Well, my training was, well, what are you talking? When I'm still in this country?
Yeah.
Or when I was gone?
When your training started, where did you
Oh,
go?
that was in, I'm trying to think now, in Florida.
It was in Florida?
Yeah. Yeah, I was 4 months in Florida. Then we came on leave for 5 days. Then we went to New Jersey and boarded the boats. And then we went overseas.
Okay. What was your job when you got overseas? What was your job? What was your personal job to do? Your mission?
At first,
Yes.
I was in the 102nd Infantry Division, and I stayed there until the war ended. Then I went to what was it? Nuremberg, and I was a mail person there for, what is it? For about 3 months. Then they came and got me, and they says, "You're going to go teach in the 3rd Army School." And I says, "What?" He says, "Here's your paperwork. You and 4 other people take the truck and go." And we went to Heidenheim, Germany, where I taught school for 2 years.
Wow. When you were in the 102nd Infantry, did you see combat at all, or were you out into combat?
No, we were moving. mainly. Yeah, we were moving.
Okay. Moving on to segment 4. How did you stay in touch with family at home?
Wrote letters.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you guys stay entertained when there was nothing to do?
Well, we went to we had a cadre club, and we went, and it was, they had a couple piece band there for us, and we would dance and drink,
It's the way to
and that
go.
was how we were entertained.
Do you recall anything that like stood out as really funny that you remember? That was like a good funny time.
Yes, I had one class. They didn't want to go to school, so they told me, they stood right up, all of them, and they says, "We don't like it here. We want to go home." So I told them, I says, "Okay, walk out here and go straight down the aisle and walk up them stairs and tell him you want to go home." They went down, walked up the stairs. They weren't up there 5 minutes. I knew what was going to happen. And the colonel told them, "Get down there, go to school. Or you are going home, you're going to the Pacific." And they came, and they were the best students I ever had. That was a joke. I laughed like heck when they went. Yeah.
Where are some of the places? I know you listed a few already, but where are some of the places that you got to travel while in service?
Where? In Florida?
No, when you got to travel in service, the different places you went, where did you get to go?
Oh my God. I went, at the time, I stood in one spot in Europe where it was 4 countries.
You're on the borderline of 4 different countries?
4 different countries. I stood on the borderline. And it was something. I had a book I wrote the stuff in where I was, and I seen the tallest church in the world was in Ulm, Germany. I went to Switzerland. I was in Switzerland for 7 days. I went to the borderline of Italy. And the main thing is that I seen, and we couldn't bring them home, the Hitler's home. And it was, I went in there, and it was the most beautiful thing in the world, and it was all
The
marble.
the Eagle's Nest?
Hitler lived there.
Yeah.
That was his summer home.
Oh, okay, okay, I got it.
Yeah. And they all had homes there, Goring, and all of them, the main ones. And then, well, let me go back a minute.
Okay.
I went, when I was in Heidenheim, Germany, what the hell, not Heidenheim. Where in the hell? Well, anyways, I was there when they were on trial.
Oh, the Nazi soldiers?
No,
That was Nuremberg.
Nuremberg. That's where
Yeah, they had the Nuremberg trials. You were there
that's
for
where
that?
yeah.
Wow.
I was there, and it was nice to see and hear, what they got and how they
I heard that
talked on the stand.
we learned that their excuse was that they were told to do it. They were following orders.
Oh,
That's what they had said.
yeah. it was something. And like I say, I enjoyed myself on account of here in Europe. I think everybody should take a turn, 2 years in service, and see what the world's like.
Outside of the nutshell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you come home and you kiss the ground that where you were from.
So
It's
you
something.
you had pictures of the place, but they wouldn't let you take them.
Yeah, I took pictures of uh, Hitler's summer home, and you could look out and you could see Italy, you could see the borders of most of the countries right on from that
Wow.
spot there. It was really something, and I tried to get something out of there, but it was stripped.
Mm.
Yeah, whoever went through there, they cleaned it good.
Ah. All right. Moving on to segment 5. Do you recall the day that your service ended and where were you when they told you can go home?
Yeah, I was the kid, and all the married people were going home, and finally I asked, when can I go home? They says, you're coming up next, and I forget the date that it's on uh,
It's on your release forms and whatnot, your
my
paperwork.
paperwork. Yeah, when I left Germany. Then I went to France, Le Havre, and came home, and it was good. When we were going there aboard ship, I was 4 on, 8 off, guarding, looking out to see if I could see uh, any. You're making stuff, and it's trying to come back. That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Uh, Submarines. That's what I was looking
Oh,
for.
you had to look for subs.
Yeah, and on the out there was nothing but pilots there, and they would keep running out. What do you see? Do you see anything? Do you see anything? And then we were the lead ship going out, and it's the motors quit on us,
Wow.
and here we are setting out the middle of Atlantic, and there is nothing. They left a destroyer to come and set with us. So,
Almost done.
to what?
Oh, he just wants to run the vacuum.
Oh,
Okay. Segment 6. There. Um, what did you do as a career after you got out of service?
carpenter.
I know that. We just gotta let everybody else know.
Carpenter, and I worked for O.W. Burke and A.J. Adkins. Them were the big contractors then. I put 5 years in Coble Hall. We built it. We built the bank building downtown. I worked on the uh, Fermi, the electrical, and I worked in the airport for 5 years.
Cool.
So,
And the last thing, is there anything that you want to add that we didn't cover? Anything you want to throw in?
no, I quit work at 80 because my wife was sick and I had to quit work. That was it. I've had a very, very wonderful life. And it was great. I've been to every state in the union but 3, and we traveled, Betty and I. That's my wife, and that's it. We were married for